So, what do we do now?
I remember what he's looking for. He's still trying to find the Ruzavan.
He needs the Necronomicon. He's trying to use the Stella to awaken Zamindor.
Don't say that name.
Why is it prohibited? It is the foundation of all of our research.
Not to pivot from whatever he's trying to do. But you all hear that voice too, right?
Wake up.
Save me.
Last week on Strange Aeons. Our party has arrived in Okeno. Lots of horrible things go on in this city, and we found ourselves trying to make our way toward our next goal. We've been looking for... we've been told by a voice in our heads to seek Akari.
Alari, but you're really close.
I cannot read my handwriting.
It's the wrong show.
Oh, is that
somebody on
Secrets?
It's somebody on Secrets.
You got your right notepad there?
Once again, there's very strange coincidences happening between two parallel shows.
It's crazy. They should do a crossover.
We have been told to seek Alari, as well as trying to figure out where... Why am I forgetting the name? The count has gone.
Lowell's?
Lowell's. There we go.
I mean, you are like the one person here at the table who doesn't particularly, well, maybe not prototype either, doesn't care that much about Lowell's specifically. He's tangent.
Yeah. I'm also just bad with names.
That's fair. Names in Pathfinder are also crazy. I'm looking at a page that says Permelia Cockle on it right now. That's a name.
Where is she?
Who is right she? Here on this page.
Forget everything else.
In the book.
What do we need to do to meet her?
So they're just kind of sending it with names.
We haven't gotten to the good part yet.
We spent our first day searching through the city, trying to find this Alari, find Lowell's. In doing so, we went through various parts of the city. We invaded people's dreams. And at one point, Marius has been turned into the second hottest gnoll in existence. Marius, the renowned charisma character. As we ended our last session, we met up with the Princess Niano, who is apparently very taken by Marius.
How could you not be? You are the second hottest gnoll on Earth. Or, well, I guess, at least in Okeno. I don't know if we're going with Earth at this point, or Galarian, or the universe.
There's no gnolls on Earth.
You can be generous.
There's probably not any gnolls
There was
on
a
Earth.
19 on the die.
Yeah, which is like upper 90th percentile. I don't think that's hottest ever. That's categorically 90th percentile. But, as we left off last
95.
week...
It'd be 95.
Princess...
Sorry.
That'd be 20. 20 would be 95.
Who was
that? Would be 100.
No. You couldn't roll 100 on a D20 because there's only 20 options. So the top 95 percentile would be the 20.
AJ, I think you misunderstand. This is our intelligence build.
I mean...
Alright, you're right. Like, you have like 22 intelligence.
We'll let it slide this time, but...
My apologies.
I agree with AJ.
I need the show to keep going.
Let's just go on.
As we left off last week, Niano had just bumped into the street. A wheelie fortunate encounter for the group of you who had not been...
Up, Marcus.
Really unfortunate.
Wait, that's a great new bit. If anybody makes a pun, you just tell Marcus to shut up.
I've been doing that for months.
If anybody at the table...
Yes!
I've done it.
Oh, dude,
This is the first time I've noticed it. I'm alone with you. I haven't heard it before.
Okay. Whatever.
Anytime there's a pun, someone sprays me with a water bottle.
As we come back in to the streets of Okeno here, the afternoon passing. It's probably about an hour, a couple hours to sundown. It's not that late yet, but the afternoon is certainly getting on. The 5 of you here in the street, we've already had a brief introduction to Marius, the second hottest Knoll Ranger. Well, let's go around the table and you can introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Marcus, the Gold Dwarf Ranger, who is now the second hottest Knoll in Okeno.
Hello, I'm Bryn. I play Prototype, who is an automaton, currently a pile of rocks in a backpack, being carried by...
That's too cute.
That's me.
Okay, I'm Colby. I'm playing MD, the full-blooded orc rogue carrying a sack of rocks who's not having as much fun as everyone else is in the espionage.
You love carrying rocks.
My name is Sully, and I play Adelmay, the itty-bitty gnomish ranger. I
Ranger? No, it's okay. I just wanted to know. Maybe you are a ranger now, and that's cool.
I gotta go.
I thought this was like you were leaning into the cover story.
Yeah, I thought it
thing,
was the
'cause
yeah,
you were-
She is a ranger. This is her animal companion.
Yes.
Nobody's ever wrong. This is
Anyways,
fun improv.
I would be considered very hot by gnome standards.
My name is Brett. I play Reginald, Sagacious Fox, and am I a ranger? I just want to check.
You want to be a
No.
ranger too?
I'm not.
No, you're a fighter.
I'm yes, but right now with my transformation, I am just an average-looking man, looking like Keanu Reeves.
And we know what Galarian average looks like.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves is below
Keanu
Cover
Reeves, right.
this.
But I'm going by Ronald right now, in my gruffy
I
look.
don't know why.
Oh yeah, I'm Franny.
I fully
I'm
expected...
Frogger Nevada.
Frogger Nevada.
That's right, Frogger Nevada.
What were you?
I forgot.
His name's can be Bubbles.
He's great at espionage. I fully expected. I don't know why. You just say I play Reginald, the Gold Dwarf Ranger.
It's
Everybody
just,
says
dude, his aura ever since he rolled that 19.
It's really infectious across the table here. You are still in the streets of Okeno. You've made your way somewhat downtown. You would have at some point during the hours where you were investigating, trying to find any information about Lowells or Ilari, had briefly met back up with Reese, who had acquired some lodging down as close to the docks as physically possible, far away from the flesh fairs that dominate a good amount of the streets, and far away from the inner parts of town, where you're a little more noticeable walking around. Most of the docks are occupied by merchants and travelers and visitors of all sorts. It's easier to blend in down there. Show is yours, comrades. What do? You have some time before, well, the nebulous evening where Nyano has invited you to come by.
We originally came up this way for a reason. Now, I don't remember what that reason was. That's all I have.
Well, she seemed to really like you.
You have our support as we go through this. Remember, sorry, I gotta be practicing this because just in case somebody else hears this, right?
Yeah,
People are thinking that I'm.
I might
faking it.
look the part, but I'm a little concerned about meeting up with a princess. That not usually my level of company.
Well, if it helps, right? If you're sometimes whenever like they're around nothing but confident people, and and you kind of play that little bit bashful.
Do gnolls have like hierarchy like that? Princess? Is that just a term that they use, or is that just a title she's given herself?
Well, while we are
Everybody's
still in the city exploring, I believe, well, we could recap our exploration actions here. At least one of you was recalling knowledge, but what are you doing right now?
I'm
If you have that
ask-
question, I can still have Sully roll for it.
Yeah, I'm asking myself that question.
And
I
I
want to
will
recall knowledge
answer.
on this one thing and then probably switch back to seeking. So yeah, I just want to know.
Well, while we're in exploration mode right now, we're functionally going hour by hour. So
Yeah.
if you want to be able to roll on a question,
All right.
you're spending this hour kind
Yeah,
of thinking
thinking
about
about
like,
it.
things around you, the gnolls and all that. So you'll be recalling knowledge? You'll be recalling knowledge?
That's what I'm good at.
Reginald?
What are the options, and what?
Well, it's anything you could do normally. You can be keeping your eyes out. You can be, well, if there's still anything you want to be gathering information on, if you wish to ask around Okeno anymore. That was what a couple of you were doing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's any more you want to pursue about that.
Yeah, I think you're really getting somewhere on the Naruzaven thing.
You were making a lot of progress on the Roosevelt.
Hey guys, I see what you guys are doing. Alright, I see what you're doing. Okay, I was really trying. Alright, and I get it.
we're
It's some
spring.
fantastical land
We're your
and that
friends.
nobody ever believes in. Okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna keep asking about this. Okay,
He's gonna find the lost city.
Yeah, he will.
and I'm gonna
Yeah,
find
he
the
will.
lost city because
Yeah, he
some homeless guy's gonna tell me all about it, and I'm like, you know what? He's onto something.
You will!
I think I might change. Basically, I'm also, I don't know, I don't feel like I'm scouting. I feel like I'm doing a lot of research gathering, and knowledge gathering from
Right.
other people's brains.
So you're kind of working on just doing your dream thing as you go. That's sort of your modified version.
So I
of
guess
gathering
it would be
information.
like a form of recalling knowledge.
right / gathering information, just kind of in the middle.
Right.
So I remembered our goal last week was to I would impersonate a gnoll, and we would be trying to find some gnoll a few blocks away from the fair to who would be willing to talk with us to get more information. So I think legally I would be doing either impersonate or make an impression. I don't know the difference between those two.
So make an impression. Functionally, you're gonna love these. Make an impression is generally with diplomacy, and
Let's not do that.
you are functionally spending your time trying to ensure that people that you meet treat you a little more amicably.
Well, can I adjust whatever I'm doing just to kind of help him?
Let's
Yeah,
not
you
do
can-
that one either way.
The hype man.
You don't want to do
Well,
that?
You did it
I
and
don't
he
want to do
followed the
something that's
leader.
diplomacy based.
Because there's a great amount of, I mean, you could be doing that.
Okay.
There are there's an amount of information you can get, an amount of interactions you can have, an amount of things to be had from anyone that you meet. That's very dependent on how much they like you. And I'll just give you, like, mechanically, rules-wise, there's kind of like a 5-tiered scale of what people think about you. And mostly, they're going to just be indifferent. They don't know you, they don't have any particular opinion of you. I would tell you from the knowledge checks that you rolled about Okeno last week, you would know that most gnolls are going to by default treat you as unfriendly, which is one step below that, which is what was incurring all the penalties you've been having when you got here. It's not outright hostile, which is usually like, there's going to be a fight if you don't leave.
Yeah.
And then going up from that is there's friendly and there's helpful, which is what charm pretty much puts you to. So if you succeed at making an impression, that's the thing that you're doing, which is kind of a long form thing. It's not like, and this is hour by hour, so it is long form. You bump them all up 1 point on the scale. So you can bring gnolls to indifferent, or you can bring regular people to friendly by making them just like you. That makes them just more inclined to be this whole, the same way that the gnolls have been penalizing your DCs. DCs can get easier if people like you. And impersonate would be with deception, where the other charisma skill,
You've been doing
Okay,
great.
that one I can do.
which you would be functionally just trying to act the part as well. The disguise hat is going to give you a huge bonus to this, just straight up, because you look like a gnoll, but making it seem like a gnoll in your interactions, which those two, making an impression and impersonating here, kind of a little bit hand in hand.
So can I help in the impersonation while he's looking like a gnoll? Kind of like I'm your hype man.
Well, like if you wanted to impersonate and you wanted to make an impression, you can kind of hit it from both ends.
I think that would be good because I am not a diplomacy.
I am that.
I am he.
It is I.
I'm him, dog.
So
Yeah.
thinking. Impression, impersonating. So, then go ahead and give me any of the three of you. Well, you're kind of doing your own thing, so yours is special. MD or Ilme can give me society checks to see what you might know about these hierarchies.
I don't want to do it.
Okay.
I don't do this very often.
Alright.
You like rolling dice.
I rolled a 19 on the die.
Look at him.
I'm a
go.
master in
He's so-
society, so it's plus 20, so 39.
He's so cool.
He's
You're
the
master
second
in
hottest.
society.
I'm the master in society.
Put your dice
Skill
down.
monkey. Just
Like,
like
I can't win this game.
I just keep getting pranked by how much of an absolute skill monkey rogues are. Like, I know it. I literally know this, but still.
You're now the second hottest socialite in the town.
You would know that the title Hyena Princess that Niano carries is no actual moniker of royalty. There is no... I mean, there is certainly a lineage, but there's not like a Hyena King that she's the daughter of the rules over Okeno or anything. It is a pedigree. And that, while I would say and nothing more, that can carry a lot of weight with the Kolo, because they are very, especially around here, very insular, and a lot of them are very respectful of those kind of titles and those lineages, and that families and names can carry a lot of respect down to successive generations. But no, she has no inherent, like, actual royalty. She doesn't rule over anything necessarily. As far as you can tell, she is just a very, very high status merchant.
You don't have to worry about flirting with a princess because she's not actually a princess.
I guess that helps a little bit.
Besides, I think you're already kind of in, to be honest. I mean, she was checking you out.
Can be in, but staying in, that's the problem.
We saw that on the boat.
What? Why is everybody looking at me all of a sudden? No, I'm yeah, you're hype man, dude. You've been doing great.
Alright, so what's the plan?
Well, I guess Marius has a dinner date, so...
Well, we can continue trying to ask around before we have to meet up.
We're getting a lot of
Still got
dirty
a few
looks.
more hours.
So we want to get people liking us a little bit.
Yeah.
Is there anything else? You just hear this like muffled voice from this backpack.
It says the first few words, I just pull her head out.
Is there anything else we should be inquiring about?
I don't know, to be honest. We haven't really received any other kind of significant leads on Alari.
There is an Alari of 30 or so years currently. The Alari in the vision was significantly older. The one currently seems to be 35.
Did you tell us about this vision yet?
This is,
Don't think so.
I didn't
No,
think
we
so.
don't have time.
I did a lot of...
What vision? What vision?
I retrieved information from a slumbering bypasser. No, we were the bypasser. They were slumbering.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Oh, okay. All right. We want to know about that. For future reference, next time that happens, you can feel free to like call a team meeting there.
I mean, we did meet back up and then immediately got hit on by a princess.
You kind of interrupted. It was
Okay,
as you
yeah,
were coming to
we wanna-
reconvene, you got interrupted.
Yeah, we what? So you
Alari?
saw Alari?
Yes, and she was in a specific building. Almost prison-like? I'm unsure, although the princess was involved.
Where was this building?
Do I have like a location, or it was just kind of over on the hill or whatever?
You know that it was much deeper into Okeno, whereas there's the Stonespire Mountains that the city's kind of nestled in this huge valley. The mouth of this bay and the river it's set on bends back in. These mountains are they're called Stonespires for a reason. They're huge, narrow spikes that kind of poke up, and you can only see the front, like 3/4 of the city. The rest of it kind of wraps around this riverbed out of sight. And you know it's back there in the back end of the city where there are some massive estates and huge towers.
Okay, so I'd explain that, and then, let's see, what else? Otherwise, the vision we had was less so of a location and more of a plea for help. I am guessing.
So the vision she saw was for a building that was deeper into the city, and the vision we saw was for somewhere further south outside of the city.
Right.
That's how it seems.
Okay.
These are, if you're gathering information, more things you could ask about.
Mm-hmm.
The location that we have for south of the city may or may not be a place exactly, and more a general area.
And that's where we think Laos went.
Correct.
So we've got Laos, and then we've also got the voice.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
If Alari is anywhere to do with Princess, then it seems like you're gonna have a good hold on that.
I suppose. hopefully the princess knows something about at least one of them. But
The princess does seem to have direct knowledge, or even custody, of Alari.
well, you said that this Alari that you saw was very young, but the one that we saw, assuming it was Alari, was much older.
Yes.
Was it possible that your flashback was more a vision of the past?
As mine is less of a vision, it is more of me directly interacting with the memories of others. As this person was a... It was the rat folk, right?
No, it was the sleeping knoll that you
The
pulled us
sleeping
from.
knoll. As it was a sleeping knoll of not significant age, I assume his memory was within 5 years.
At least it would be somebody that knows Alari at all, which
Yeah.
is more than we have had.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem to be a current state.
Notably, I'm not sure that I clarified when we were describing the knoll, but the knoll did look fairly old. There's a reason he was kind of napping on the side of the road in this street.
Oh, okay, okay.
It was an
He's
older
gray in the
knoll.
face.
Okay.
It's like a dog that's gray in the face.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, perfect. So it could have had some.
So
I do have an ability
Hey, let's go.
called Eyes of the City.
Somebody gains the frightened condition.
That's the trigger. That's the trigger. I got it. I do have an ability that it's called Eyes of the City. You can track down targets with the help of locals. You can use a diplomacy or a society whatever you're trained in to attract the creatures in a settlement. With the chats with locals to help you follow the trails creatures you track. It's GM's discretion.
Brett, where was this last week?
I didn't have my phone last week. I didn't have it back yet because my phone broke, and that's why I used that for the feeds.
It's for the content. You wanted to be able. You want us to have. You don't want to ruin an episode of exploring
right.
Okeno. We can talk to people.
Give
and,
us a
and
shot,
Meeting.
yeah.
You want everyone else to have their moment.
There's
before
so
he
many
runs in.
things. There's so many feats.
Before he walks up and says, "Hey, I have this skill feed that
Yeah.
immediately solves the problem that
Hey,
we're having."
now real quick, say that you would find the Penelope Cockwell lady.
Wait, what? Is that
the name you said.
It's okay. This is a strange city. I know sometimes you can be intimidated, and it took this long for you to kind of just become adapted.
Yeah, I just
Well,
sometimes
now
I
you
do.
have a
Aeons
null
to get
with
here.
you.
Yeah.
So it's much easier to get this information. Okay, if you want to do that, if you want to use the Eyes of the City to track any particular figure in Okeno, that's, I would say that's a pretty good option. That's pretty solid. That's a good one, Brett. I think that really fits the situation that we're in right now.
I feel like I'm still being mocked.
No. This is a wonderful idea. It's like the perfect application of a skill feed that doesn't go up that
It was
often.
one of those things where it's like, if I'm never going to use this now, I might not ever use it. I think it's one of those things.
This is a great now to use it.
I would use that then. And what do I do at this point? How do you Pathfinder?
Where is the path?
That's what the feat does. Is we're trying to find the path.
That's
you
what
just
it is.
asked,
That's what it is.
Well, it said you could roll either diplomacy or society.
And both are.
So that's what you're doing for this hour. We're rather we're gonna be doing that kind of instead of making an impression.
Yeah.
We're directly finding that we have our impersonating null.
Right, like I really wanted to help him, but like, man, I'm just really good at this other
So
thing.
give me your deception check first, because whether or not the passing interaction with you makes people believe you are a null is going to very much affect how this works.
Okay, that is a quite nice
Math.
33.
He's good.
They do. The casual interaction, even by a null with Marius, they have no reason to believe that he is not, in fact, the second hottest null on Okeno.
Yeah.
So that's going to make your job a lot easier. So give me one of yours.
His hotness puts it up a success degree.
Yeah, it's honestly it's just a summary of life, isn't it? It's just easier if you're hot.
Yeah.
Is there a difference between society and diplomacy? Like
It's,
how you're?
for the purposes of this, because it's just roll either, you're using a specific ability, and you
Okay.
just use whatever's higher.
Oh, they're both the same.
No,
And that would be
they go for it.
that would be a 40.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
You rolled a
So you have a
16.
hot
gosh.
roll and a 40.
Oh my gosh.
No
What's happening?
non-colo penalty and a 40. All right. So
You rolled a 16 on the die.
you have some time here. Now that you've got some sort of a scheme together, you've learned a little bit about what Prototype has seen about Alari. Reginald's ready to cook. And you are going to earn your 14th level investigator title. This is sort of your job.
Right.
Within the hour, as you kind of skirt around the outsides of the main Flesh Fair district, working your way through the city, some quick casual conversations, gathering some information, putting together some clues, you have led the group around to a building. A fairly impressive building, seated pretty far back away from the bay, past the river itself, where there are a pair of streams flowing down out from the Stone Spine Mountains and a pair of very smooth, very straight waterfalls that this little estate, this palace, is sort of built up and around. One of them drops into a pool, forming a lake that one entire wing of this building is suspended over. The other flows down and around through a garden on the back end. You have, I don't know if you're going to love or hate this, all but certainly determined that Alari is a woman, a living human woman, that is here in Okeno, under the, we'll go with employ, of the Lord of the Palace of Waterfalls. Hyena Princess Niano. This is the address she gave you.
So
Alari is one of Niano's personal slaves.
Easy peasy. Obviously, this is the right way to go. Bring you guys to the right spot. Nobody, was it Neruzavin? Yeah, nobody spoke of that. Nobody really. But anyways, we are right where we need to be for our party.
Don't worry about it. You just didn't ask the right person.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's
there's
exactly
someone
what
in the city that knows.
Somebody has to know this crazy place.
Adelmay looks over at MD and just kind of whispers, "That is mean."
It's like I default got them exactly where they needed to be, but I'm still looking for this place.
Okay, so we do need to go to dinner, and
yeah,
I guess we'll just track down Laos afterwards.
Yeah.
How much time do we
feels-
have before the meeting when she wants to...
She just gave you an open invitation to
Open
her
invitation.
estate. She didn't really, and the invitation, the directions that you were provided were somewhat low key. She in no way indicated she lived in a palace nestled in the mountains, surrounded by waterfalls. This is very much by intent. Your arrival and the view of this building is so much more than she would have led you to believe. But she just gave you kind of an open invitation to do business.
If I'm digging through that one Noel's brain, would I have picked up, or is there any chance that I would have picked up on like customs that we could follow to like, just like how things are done a little bit, just in like.
Give me another one of your checks, because during this hour, while you're walking around the outskirts of the Flesh Fair, there would be plenty of breaks, plenty of off-shift hawkers and vendors, some of which may have very well been taking naps from the hot sun here.
Okay, that's a 14 on the die. I can't remember what my thing is. Oh, it's a oh, they get a will save.
Oh, right. No, you don't roll anything. I just see if I roll a 20. I didn't. So, I remember now. You would determine that Colo business, Colo haggling, that which there is, Colo diplomacy, is a little bit what feels like less friendly than you would come to expect. It is very much a market where both sides are trying to get the biggest advantage they can over each other. And even like two very, very respected partners, like have a lot of respect for each other, that are regulars, that work together, that would consider themselves even possibly friends, it is like an absolute tooth and nail attempt to undermine and cheat each other as hard as you possibly can. It is a world of loopholes and fine print. And it is often presented under a veneer of very high-class etiquette, especially up in these upper echelons like you might be dealing with Princess Niano here. But do not She will be difficult to offend, and do not expect her to do you any favors. In some ways, it's a lot more freeing than working with a merchant that has, like, a normal human merchant with a lot of respect for themselves, that considers themselves very highly, and it's... a null merchant with business is very difficult to put off. It's all part of the game.
Is there any? Could I also? I already did it. Could I also glean if there's like any? Like you say that she's very difficult to offend, but is there any like social things that of, like a woman of her status that we have to follow that kind of protocol?
They're very. If you've been invited here, you are no longer dealing in like the public courts. You're in her domain, and she is offering whatever business or trade that she has. And as long as you're not like going out of your way to disrespect like her as a person, it's like any like offers or anything you have about her business or how she runs things or anything like that, she's just going to take in stride as part of negotiations. If you're like insulting her directly, or like you're not a real princess, even that honestly she would just take as like, oh well, your stuff is less valuable. I don't like it'd really be kind of tough. Like maybe don't hit her with like you're ugly, but there's no like special etiquette or like
that was my first comment. But
there's no like really special etiquette or like titles or gestures or anything you need to do to try to keep good graces with her.
Okay. Sweet.
I know you got the war for the crown brain, but this is the opposite of that.
Okay.
This is very cutthroat market of Okeno, even with a palace like this.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, so if we don't have anything else to be looking for around here, might as well.
I mean, all we know is that she's connected to Alari and may have sold goods to Lowell's. This seems like not just a good lead, but it is also our only lead. So,
all right, well, yep. I guess I'm ready as I'm ever going to be.
You're ready. I'm just saying.
The estate clearly has several entrances just sort of dotted throughout the building, but there is a very clear pillar-flanked primary, which would be at the front near the far side by the gardens that little stream coming down from the mountains flows through. Paths lead to it. This clearly seems to be like the main ingress.
Her title is princess, but this is a little bit more than I was expecting.
Yeah, it's a lot. She, seems very well off.
Uh-huh.
And the landscape of Okeno changes a lot from these kind of rundown, dusty buildings and like draped overhangs for shade in the streets in the front half of the city to the extremely elaborate manors and towers in the back half further down the river. It's also almost inverted of a lot of human cities where the very wealthy districts are. I guess the by the water is never usually that great, but closer. Usually they're not at the furthest end of the city. They're usually kind of up overlooking bays and harbors, but this is as nestled back as the city goes.
I'm starting to feel like we should have brought you a change of clothes.
You saying this isn't good enough?
You look great.
I can change the clothes.
Yeah,
that's the easiest. I'm the easiest one to change the clothes
right now. Part of the hat.
The clothes are part of the hat?
Yes, you can literally do anything.
I thought it was just his looks.
No, it is. But it's like his whole outfit and everything.
Ew.
Yeah, they say the suit makes the man, so...
It can't, if you're wearing armor, I don't think it can conceal the fact that you're wearing armor.
Okay.
But it can change your outfit.
Oh. Yeah, you should change your outfit. I want to play dress up now.
How would you like to dress up your null friend?
Yeah. Ooh.
T-pose.
Wait, get a picture of her up because we got to make them look. They got to match.
The picture of Princess Niano?
I'm requesting a picture of the princess.
We have art of Princess Niano. There you go.
Okay, we can work. Okay.
She has got When you met her before, she was wearing a very elaborate green gown. She has a lot of golden chains around her neck and through various piercings around her face and ears. And she had a veil atop her head that was not far enough forward or over her face to like obscure her from the sun. It's clearly just decorative down her mane.
As we decide to do this, you see a loading screen appear. Marius
Yes,
now
yes,
appears
yes,
T-posed and
yes,
in a
yes,
single
yes.
room by himself, where now you have the option of numerous clothing the
Yes.
menu alongside.
Yes, I
Choose.
love The Sims. Okay, so you can't wear green also because that's too obvious, but you have to be in a complementary sort of color. So I'm thinking like a sort of jewel toned kind of teal with that similar kind of sheen. You got like a nice jacket, and we can give you like little ruffles on your sleeves, and then breeches. Like breeches,
Okay,
with those
okay.
little like heeled shoes with the buckle on them, and the stockings.
We're going pilgrim, all right? We're going like...
No,
Like
royal.
Casanova,
Like, yeah.
Casanova kind of look.
Have you ever seen Barbie the Princess and the Pauper?
It's going to shock you. No, I haven't.
Okay.
Surprisingly, I have.
Somebody out there knows what I'm talking about. Somebody. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you know what I'm talking
Hold on,
about.
I was just joking. I was trying to make you feel seen.
No. That's just. Oh.
Not a real movie.
Okay.
I might have. I've seen some Barbie movies.
daughter.
I do, and I'm not saying I pay attention to the Barbie movies.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Little buckle shoes. Buckle shoes with
I
the
think you're
heel.
talking about Ryan Gosling.
Buckle
Or
shoes with a
something.
heel. And then he needs like a little cane sort of thing, like a stylish cane.
Give me
The
your
kind-
cane.
The kind that's got like a little round top on it, and it can be like a little jewel.
Hey, what's your cane look like, Reginald?
Not
It
bad.
looks. Just hold it up top, and you'll always have the cane. But sure, you can borrow
So
mine.
I should also have an exquisite
17th
cane
century.
sword.
Nebula knows what I'm talking about. And
17th
century, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, pilgrim.
Okay.
I think your cane
That's
has
a
crow's
default
head
option
on
that you
it
can just
currently.
select. So
we're gonna make
Does,
you into.
my cane might have a crow's head on it, so we could just make that thematically a thing.
Yeah. You need a little vest under your jacket, and then the jacket and shirt unbuttoned a little bit because you gotta have.
I polish it up a little bit before I hand it to you.
It's.
He's a knoll now, so there's like a tuft of chest hair that can come out through this. Okay.
Yes, this is what I'm going for. This is what I'm going
He's
for.
seeking art. Okay.
now I want to wear one of the Alamy brand hoodies.
Shut up, Marcus.
Oh, this bit's gonna translate great to the podcast.
Oh my god! Oh my
It's
god!
not.
And then the hair has got to be swoopy, a little bit on like the longer side.
Fabio
It's
hair.
Fabio hair.
yes.
Okay, so he has a literal mane. Like he has an actual literal mane that goes
Yeah.
like
Can I
this.
have a
Oh my
blowout,
gosh.
a little bit of blowout for
Yes.
volume?
Yes, it's like when in Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
Nice.
All
That's
right,
one
okay,
of the
okay,
5
okay.
movies you've seen.
No,
maybe?
I haven't seen it, but I know what
That's
the beast
crazy.
looks like.
When he turns back into a human and he's
Oh,
got
no,
like the
you lost
great
me.
hair and his out. Yes.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Is this hat
And that's
capable-
not because of children. I know what you're talking about. I just am a big Beauty and the Beast fan.
Is
Be
this
my
hat
guest.
capable of making it look like I
Be our
always
guest,
have a
whatever.
slight wind in my hair?
Lucius Malfoy is a great pull for this specifically.
Okay,
Because you
no,
got like a little
I can
evil.
see
These
that.
are bad guys.
Okay. All right.
Please don't lose that cane.
And you need a handkerchief because that's just gonna. You gotta have
I
a good
also
prop.
have that as well. No,
Yes.
I'm very proper. In my detective, she was like, "Yes, oh, here we go. Hold on.
You're
Here's
gonna
my-
need
here's
some
my
props
extra one.
here. Yeah,
got,
lots of rings.
The rings, right?
Folded up properly for you, and
Yes.
It's got R embroidered on it.
Yes.
You're like, wow.
Yes. What do you want to
we
add?
just flip that around.
Oh, yeah, right.
We're all on the same page here.
I mean, once I wear it, I'll need to change the embroidery to FN. But yeah.
We'll just flip it around, just to where it's just blank. But don't, yeah.
It could be
Sure.
your father's R.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Alright.
yeah. And you need a sad backstory. That's the other thing.
Oh,
Yeah, devastating.
Yes.
Devastating backstory.
Yeah,
But
that could
you
be-
have
yeah.
triumphed and you are ruthless.
Yeah.
Yes.
Devastating backstory. I was left alone on a ship where I fell overboard as a child. I was rescued by a whale, and when
Jonah?
I made it to land,
Is that what it is?
I decided to become a businessman where I would sell goods and travel, obviously trying to find that whale father again. And eventually I came upon all of you who are now my business associates.
Is your father named Moby?
That can work. Oh my god.
Shut up.
I unfortunately never learned his name. That's why it has become so hard for me.
Wait, why did you tell me to shut up? I'm just saying what the book was that he was referencing.
That's good. That's good. You have to be like over it because you're strong, but like if she gets too close to you, then you're not over it, and she's got to fix you.
Oh no! If she asks about me, I'm very much over it. But if there is a window nearby with a landscape, I will look out the window silent.
Yes!
Fully.
We've done it!
All right. I believe we have concocted the perfect form of Marius.
She doesn't stand a chance.
Hey,
The
Marius,
second hottest known in
Marius,
Okeno.
you're gonna be okay. You're going to be okay.
I hate this.
You're like tucked around a corner in an alley, like going through all these details. And this guy's hat just changing. His MD's just standing there with a grumpy look on his face the entire time. I hate this.
I don't understand any of this.
I want to go back to the asylum. But prepared and dressed as you could possibly hope to be, a group of you approach the Palace of Waterfalls. And as you head up to this clear and indicated primary entrance here, there is somewhat oddly a wide brass door knocker with the shape of what from a distance looks like it's just a gnoll's face. But up close, it is actually a wolf. Just a wolf misshapen enough to look almost humanoid. Not a hyena, but a wolf. A couple of raps at the door, and very promptly it is answered by a relatively stout man, human man, with a kind of beige-yellow scarf piled up around his neck and a very thick, stout, black mustache. His brow already somewhat furrowed as he answers the door. He looks to you and the rest of the group. Ah! You must be the ones the princess is expecting.
Yes.
She had spoken highly of your interaction today. Come, come. She waits in the business chamber.
Do I still have that ring of messaging?
You can.
Okay.
Whatever interaction, whatever meeting you had with her earlier today is very much impressive, more so than I often see with her. She is taking her bath in the business chamber even. A lot of effort to move it down there, but in case you had arrived. I mean, the bath is several hours long, but she...
Of course, I've had a bath before.
You too are an enjoyer of milk baths.
Who doesn't love one?
I have not met many gnolls of like minds to the princess on this one. Milk baths are a rare taste, a refined one.
I'm well traveled. I've come to a lot of different customs and
as you're walking through the inner area of this estate here, with just a huge row of thick windows looking out over the river and the gardens, it takes you around the corner to a door that's only relatively close to the entrance. It's not a long walk through most of the estate. That leads into a fairly open, wide room. It's somewhat surprisingly scantily furnished. There are a lot of tapestries and paintings up across the walls, but the only real furniture is a couple of seats, individual seats and a single couch nearish the middle of the room rather than being kind of around the outsides. And at the far end of the chamber, a very ornate, gilded bathtub, clearly filled with a pale, thick white liquid, and a hyena princess Nyano, surrounded by a couple of servants currently tending to her. Big smile on his face, the man just kind of gestures. Best of luck. Princess Nyano, those you had spoken of earlier. I believe this is the party you had invited forth, and they have acquiesced to your request. I leave you to your business. I will be at your waiting if there is any of your needs. And he turns away, and as he does, you hear him say something else in a different language under his breath. Literally, even before he's fully turned away from you, his face is completely fallen, his brow back down, frown on his face. It sounds like cursing about something, and heads back out the door.
What language?
This would be Khaled.
I'm not gonna know. Just wanted to make sure.
I'm recalling knowledge.
You Well, what is there anything in particular you would like to know about this situation?
What did he say?
Calling knowledge does not give you a language. It's like
Everybody else who asked questions while they were recalling knowledge today just got to roll.
Well, you're in here in the room with what looks like it's normally would be a circle of seats for discussion, but the half where Princess Nyana would rest has been replaced with this bathtub, where she is resting in what appears to be the very literal milk bath. The pair of servants are currently tending to her, and standing off a little bit to the side, you see that strange little gnome from before. Just sort of sitting, watching the group of you, weird little smile on his face. He's got
watching him.
kind of a creepy energy, honestly. But the princess would turn to the group of you. Ah, yes! Welcome! Please, take seats.
Good evening. Thank you so much for inviting us.
I am glad that you have seen fit after our meeting to come to me for whatever needs you need met here. I look forward to learning more about your adventures from faraway lands.
Oh, of course. I hope this is a good time.
As good a time as any. There is no better time in the day. Please. And she, with a paw, just kind of gestures out to the seats, just somewhat near the middle of the room, all set up kind of facing this bathtub now, like chairs for an audience.
Of course, I've had a milk bath.
Are enough for all of you to take your places here. And she waits for you all to get a little bit comfortable. Notably, any of you that had any kind of interactions with, not even necessarily nobility, but even like middling merchants at a meeting like this, you would perhaps expect some kind of drink or refreshment, and there does not appear to be any. There is truly no amenity provided save for the room itself, while she is luxuriating here in this bathtub. As you take your seats, get comfortable, she does not immediately speak or offer anything. The servants are still tending to her, one paw out over the edge as they work some kind of a very, very bubbly shampoo into her fur, and her attention seems to be on her bath rather than you.
Oh, Reginald, you were saying
Ronald,
you were saying you needed to use.
Reginald was my brother.
Yeah, right, and I know him. But you, Ronald,
Yeah.
were saying that you needed to use the restroom.
I do. That's I
Princess.
before we got here.
I bow like really deep.
That's a lot. It's fine. You're doing great.
Could you direct us in the correct direction?
Oh, I do regret to decline such a seemingly mundane request, but surely this can wait until our business here is concluded.
He
And
said
she
it was an emergency.
Looks over to Marcus.
I have bladder issues. There's like a medical thing that I haven't really gone checked up in a
Your
while. It's fine.
traveling help here is interesting. Strange concerns.
Well, we are from, we're travelers, so I recognize we have slightly different customs. These are my business associates.
As I surmise.
Yeah, we all work together as we travel and make all of our deals.
Well, if the intent of this interruption is to imply that you are in somewhat of a hurry, then let us be to it. You have accepted my invitation for a reason, have you not? Do you seek stock? Supplies? I have the best in the city's markets.
Not exactly. We are
Information.
Information. Yeah. We're being business connections.
I, too, have the best in the city's markets.
Wonderful.
So, what is it you seek?
Well, we've been trying to find another one of our, not so much associates, but someone we know. And he goes by the name of Lowells.
My name is familiar to me. I believe he had done business with another associate of mine, not terribly long in the past. And you seek what from him? I believe he has since left Okeno.
Well, we've been not exactly. We've been trying to find him. Not in a sense that we've lost him, but just that we have similar business needs and we're trying to follow the same path.
Oh, of course, of course. Oh, I could certainly put you in contact with the supplier that he had met with if you are seeking a similar venture. But this business is basic. Surely something you could have accomplished yourselves in less time than it would have taken for you to travel so far to my fine estate.
Yeah. Well, this is a very nice experience and a happy coincidence to meet you along our ways while we were trying to do that.
Is it now?
How could I pass up such a fine opportunity?
Well, I'm flattered by your compliments. If that is what you seek, perhaps I could exchange an introduction to Biting Lash for you. He is very much selective about the clients that he takes, and without proper references, I doubt you would, survive setting foot near the blossoming thorn. He takes his security very much seriously, as do I.
Oh, well, that would be much appreciated. We'd be very happy with that.
While they're talking, I actually am actively just looking around the room. I'm switching. I'm not thinking. That's these three. I'm going to be looking for anything that looks odd and off.
Okay. So real quick, before I have you do anything, you're still recalling knowledge, correct? Why don't you go ahead and give me, let's go with a society check.
All right.
I'm visually looking like I have to use the bathroom. The whole time. Shaking.
He's still got the ring.
I still have the ring of
trained, so.
Well, you asked if you needed to go
I keep
before
like,
you left.
we were just in such a rush.
That's a 10 on the die, 33.
With a 33, and what you had been told about what to expect from Prototyper, trying to learn about no customs and everything. Really, all you've done by asking to use the bathroom is immediately give Niano a weapon that tells her that you have more pressure to kind of concede to a deal than she does. Because there's just one more minor reason that the group of you need to be out of here as quickly as possible. And it's also the first, I guess the second, with the lack of any kind of beverages or refreshments or anything, introduction to the fact that you will probably not be offered any amenities. While this is, you can tell this is presented as respectful in their seats and it's comfortable, but it's comfortable like a fast food lobby is. It's there, it looks nice, but it's just off enough to make it uncomfortable to stay here for an extended period of time. To give her the advantage here in her, as the man at the door said, literally hours-long baths. She's got nowhere better to be. Why don't you give me a perception check?
Natural 20.
Okay. That's actually a good one here. You would see, as you're kind of looking around the room, there's this small little gnome. And he's just sort of watching across the group of you, this weird little grin on his face. You don't like his energy. You can see a little rustling under the back of his cloak, and every now and then a little furry paw or a little face of that weird little monkey that he keeps with him stick out. But you see something else too. It's almost imperceptible. It is just the absolute faintest shimmer in the middle of the room. In the space between the arc of chairs and the bath, there is a nearly perfectly invisible wall dividing this room in half between the group of you and Princess Niano.
I'm just going to stand up and walk behind Marius and lean in and whisper that to you. There's a wall between us and them. It's probably to make us, a trap.
Is that wall, if we came
Once
in...
he points it out to you, you can see it.
Is that wall, we never passed through that area
No.
to get
So
into
you're the room is a square.
Yeah.
Say you came in from the bottom, and then you got your little arca chairs, and her tub's on the other end, and the wall's just kind of dividing it in half. You didn't pass through the wall or anything. You've always been on this side of it.
That's odd.
What's odd is there's no refreshment. That's why I gave you that one. That was your.
Was that my that's odd?
That's your odd.
Oh man,
And
not
she didn't
the
provide
wall.
anything. Didn't even ask. Didn't give anything.
Then reach in my bag and pull out a water skin and offer it to Marius.
I make a gesture to indicate that I'm okay.
And then I walk over to Cammy and I lean down and offer it to her and whisper the same thing.
I take a drink from the water skin and I pass it over to Reginald, and I whisper the same thing.
Telephoning down that there's a nearly invisible wall in the middle of the room.
I also kind of would like to pull. Is there like a bookshelf, like things on the wall, any sort of decorative item?
I mean, there are like paintings.
Perfect.
There are banners and tapestries. There's nothing that's like pick-upable.
Awesome. I just kind of like tap Reginald on probably the hip, actually, because I can't read. I was going to say the shoulder. That's not true. That's impossible. To kind of turn him around to look at this painting, so that if he needed to cast message to help out Marius, his mouth would not be. You couldn't tell. That's why I'm not in the bathroom for no reason.
I mean, I also
plans.
that too. Plus, if we also I have Fox Trick, which would help create a diversion, conceal an object, or hide.
While you're planning all this, one of the doors on the other end of the room opens. There are two. There was a big, elaborate set of double doors that was straight across from where you came in, kind of behind the tub, and there's a smaller door off to the side. The smaller door opens, and what clearly looks like a much less well-off, probably unpaid servant comes in with a very nice tray of a small selection of hors d'oeuvres and a very, very colorful drink in an oddly shaped conical glass. And behind him is the woman that had just straight up run into you earlier. And she comes in, her step kind of pauses for a second as she narrows her eyes at the group of you, and then just continues in the room and goes over to the little gnome, bends down and whispers something to him, and then just stands up next to him, watching the group of you as well.
We're the same person.
The servant lays this tray on a small little pedestal back behind the tub out of sight, and Princess Nyano immediately leans over and grabs off something, takes a little nibble, and then pops it in her mouth. Big smile across her pointy teeth. So, this is a favor, a simple one, admittedly, but a favor, you ask. What would you offer in return? Information brokerages, of course, need not run entirely of coin.
Well, that's what I was about to ask of you. I'm sure you didn't just invite us here for pleasure, just for fun, just for a social call. So I'm assuming you're waiting for something in return.
Well, the group of you seemed interesting. I always am interested in learning about how business is done further afield, how trades are brokered, how alliances are forged, and often I find interesting folks such as yourselves bring interesting information directly into my head. Yeah, the invitation here was an investment, but one that I also suspected I might enjoy. And she said that last word very pointedly looking directly at Marius. Sorry, Frogger.
Yeah.
Bryn uses that sound like she just learned how to do it and is excited every time.
Guys, we need some sound effects in here. I can't exactly wolf whistle in here either.
Can I use Fox Trick to conceal me using this message ring towards him?
Oh yeah, because you're using a ring. Yeah, make a deception check.
Deception?
You're good at this.
It's only a plus
The ring
20.
lets him cast message, like the
Yeah, but when
gadget.
he's doing with an item, you can use your fox trick to try and hide. It's not really what concealing item is normally, but I'll absolutely use it to try and conceal the fact that you're using this ring.
It's not good. This is not good. This is not good timing, and I don't want to get rid of this. But it's fine. That's part of the game. Oroka-san, thank you.
I mean, she won't get offended.
I'm gonna re-roll this.
She probably thinks we'll be business savvy if we have techniques.
Really, what I just really want to do, I don't know exactly what to tell Mario, but I just want to aid him in this if there's any other kind of checks.
What's your total?
What was I doing?
Deception.
Deception.
That is 31.
Right, deception. Is it deception is conceal an object?
Sure.
Or is it thievery?
Is it thievery?
I think it's actually... It's stealth. It's just straight up stealth, actually.
Which then that would also be, then that would be 11 plus 22, that would be 33.
33? Okay,
Why are you
okay.
so good at stealing stuff?
I
didn't know you had
I'm good at everything.
over there.
I'm good at everything.
Like
You
how
are.
I imagine
To
like
know
five
how
things.
to catch a thief, you have to become a thief.
So with the 33, as you and Edelmay are sort of off looking at this one tapestry on the wall here,
The thread count.
you don't get the sense that anyone notices that you are using this ring to mutter
I just want to
whispers
kind of help him in
over
any
to
kind of
Marcus.
like aid in that, but I want to give him a little tip of like.
So it seems like nobody notices. So if you need to, if you whisper, anything going to whisper through the ring, it doesn't seem like anyone's picking up on the fact that you're doing.
I was like, add a little more laughter to your speech. You notice that she's laughing a little bit.
You get a hero point for this.
Really, it's like hopefully I can help him with any kind of role that you might have him do. And give him a little boost, but because I don't know, I have the
We got a
things
man
and
in
we're
the
role
chair.
playing.
Man in the chair.
A wingman, a man in the chair,
Yeah.
man. He's all.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me, traveler of distant land, what have you to share?
Also
Well,
concealing the
I'm
glance.
sure I've got plenty of stories or information that might be useful, but I'm afraid I don't know exactly what kind of information would be most valuable to you. I mean, we've done everything from making small deals. We've traveled the seas, up rivers. We've even dealt with real estate. We recently sold a tower, and so we have a lot that we could offer, but I don't want to waste your time with information that's not useful to you.
Well, all information has its uses, so impress me. Tell me what you think this introduction is worth to you.
I sit and think and wait for Reginald.
It'd be
Think about that.
hold on, Brett needs help. What would that be? That
Well, you
needs
two
help.
are over in the corner here, so what I mentioned right now is there's three of you on the couch, and then two of you kind of back
there's
for
two on the couch.
two on the couch in the sack
Nina's
of rocks,
acknowledged.
and two of you in the corner.
What is it
really
worth
gotta
to us?
try the biggest thing that he's got here is the looks. So if she's asking what it's worth, he's gotta like,
I'm going to lean
I
in.
need you to be very direct right
Marius
now.
and whisper in his ears.
That's exactly what
The
you're
clans
saying.
of Belkson are gearing up for another big war. The what? The clans of Belkson.
I need you
The worst.
really not to hold back on subtlety in your information you're trying to tell me.
The
Sorry.
clans.
The clans of Belkson are gearing up for another war.
Did you just say that out loud?
No, I leaned in and whispered it to his
Oh,
ear.
As
got
I'm
it.
sure you're familiar with, for better or for worse, there's a lot of money to be made in the art of war.
Indeed.
And in our travels, we've heard whispers that the clans of Belkson are.
She just kind of looks across at MD and back at you.
I would have pronounced that correctly in game. That was
no.
The clans of Belkson are preparing to go to battle.
Have him go like really emo here in a kind of flirty way.
I'm starting to understand, perhaps, the travelers you have selected at your side here. Make me somebody, either the two of you that are involved here or the two of you that are whispering here in the background, a society check.
Compliment her looks.
Society check. I'll do it. I like rolling dice.
Dice are fun.
Wait, society?
Oh.
I roll society.
Well, Reginald's rolling 2, so do you want to, before you say what you got, Reginald, are you keeping yours or are you re-rolling?
I'm re-rolling it.
Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna.
Nebula just dropped the reference I was trying to find last week. That is exactly what I was thinking
A
of.
sane 221 for this. Nice little re-roll from a 2 to an 18.
Ooh, nice.
For a total of a 38.
Oh, okay. What'd you get?
I'm only at 30.
Okay, so with a 38, you're obviously from there. You have your memories back now. So, you haven't been there in a while, but your knowledge is is a little years expired, but you do have an inside perspective to the relationships of some of these clans. It's pretty hard to get here almost on the other side of the world at this point that your journeys have brought you. As she takes a little sip from this very colorful glass, slowly considering the pair of you, she nods her head. This is an interesting opportunity. The distance from my place of business may make it difficult to fully capitalize on, but getting ahead of any kind of outbreak such as this, there are holes to be filled and gold to be made. This may well be worth an introduction. Very well. Details we can hammer out at a later date. You met my assistant, Halkor, at the door. We will cover the specifics of this introduction and your, and she says this word to MD very clearly, knowledge of Belkson later. Is that all that you seek?
Can I use my recall knowledge to try and determine what she's into? Based off of
that is
what
a
I know
loaded
from
question
her.
to a woman in a bathtub.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know what I'm asking. There's context clues around,
So
okay?
what's
I'm trying to
your deal?
determine her archetype.
Yeah.
So that I can help Reginald sort of feed in. We're trying to play to her here. Like, we've got a...
I don't...
Obviously, one of the things she's into is him. But we gotta figure out what it is that is selling it so we can...
I would take either any kind of an appropriate lore. I mean, this is going to
She
be
in
kind
a
of
cult, because that's my only lore.
society right now. What kind of society land right now?
Okay.
With the business that they do, I would also take like a thievery for knowledge, honestly.
All right, so society?
Okay.
Anything else you want to add?
That's good.
Okay. All right. 15 on the die, so that is going to be 38.
So getting her tastes seem to skew very much to the elaborate and expensive. A lot of the stylings of this room are kind of a higher end of what you would expect down here in Okeno at the far end of Katapesh. But she does have a pretty decent collection, almost a whole wall on the other side, that are very exquisite, tailored fabrics and art from Osirian, which is just across the inner sea. It is a different country with a very, very storied history and very unique religious beliefs. And that led to a very different sort of cultural development that gives them a very notable style that you can see.
Okay.
She likes Osirian art.
Have him comment on the art, the Assyrian art across the room.
I'm concealing the way I'm speaking. Which, by the way, I'm like, you probably should just cut the ring, to be honest with you. No, I know.
No.
All right, I get it. No, I'm
I
doing
thought that
fine.
you were like the guy.
I'm trying. I'm just really okay.
This is happening while you guys are talking about the details about something.
I just
like
messed.
mouthing words, like you can't hear me, the volume's down, but I'm definitely mouthing and making gestures is where you continue to talk and get focused
Your
upon
small
it.
talk continues.
Yeah.
You want to compliment the art, and
Osirian. It's Osirian.
it's Osirian art. You want to compliment the Osirian. Speak of that, and be interested in it.
Similar
Yes.
interests.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be interested in the things she likes. Oh!
Yeah. In the fantastical land of Norizavin.
No, no, stop it.
Sorry, she knows something.
No, later.
I'm sure that there's ways to get supplies to where they need to be in order to capitalize.
Of course. I have done business further before than out all the way to Belkson. I actually have quite a few clients I have contacted in Casmaron, believe it or not, a continent across the seas.
I noticed you've also got a lot of Osirian art as well.
You are familiar, cultured as well in your travels. Is this from where you hail, or are you just learned of the many styles of the inner seas?
I've got to keep myself knowledgeable in order to make sure that our trade can be established appropriately.
I've always found myself strangely enraptured by their beliefs and the teachings of Anubis. How analogous this is to many of the beliefs that are held here throughout the inner seas. And she just starts to go on. The Osirian pantheon is quite literally just like the Egyptian gods. They a lot of them. I'm not going to get into the crazy weeds of Pathfinder lore with this. But whether or not they are analogous, like if Anubis is Pharasma, they just call it something different, is unknown. But there are like clerics and paladins in Osirian that definitely have divine power.
We've talked about this before in another episode.
So,
Yeah,
I think
we said this on
And how much does Reginald know about that?
I mean, you definitely, surely would. You've got a billion society. I'm sure you'd be at least a little bit familiar with the fact that it's there, and you could help.
Can I just feed him like a little fun fact?
Give me a religion check.
Yeah, let's see here. That's not super great there, but then that would be a 30.
Anubis is probably the god of death. You would know the kind of the basic inner sea analogies. Yeah. You would know that there's a common convention.
Yeah.
The other world will kind of hold that like they just kind of call.
So with that
Anubis
general,
I
just quickly like Anubis is a god of death. Here's another god that's like, and then I relate it really quick to like.
The way your heart against the feather, like you kind of got the basic stuff.
Yeah.
You give him enough talking points to kind of keep going as this circles around here. But as this goes, she glances over towards the two of you in the corner for a second, turns back, takes another snack from her tiny little snack tray. The gnome and the woman are still have been staying there this entire time. Occasionally, they too, just like you, are muttering something down to each other, which, just like you, have a massive comical height difference, and it's very, very obvious when it happens on both sides here. Because you have a large man and a tiny gnome, and she has a moderately large woman and a tiny gnome.
Both he just keeps dropping his handkerchief right next to me and then stays down.
Both pairs kind of comically have to get very low to whisper to their little gnome friend.
Her little snack tray with the drink on it, right?
Yes.
That's the thing she has. I want to use the monkey's handshake. I want the snack tray and the snack tray and the contents.
What?
I may wish for an item temporarily. In exchange, the GM may take one of your items temporarily.
What?
The GM determines how long you keep the item, as well as any other costs. Your item is returned immediately when you lose the item wished for. I want her snack tray and the contents of it.
Specifically her snack tray.
Her snack tray and the contents of it.
What she got? Gouda? She's Shoot.
That's a gift from Oroku-san, and he would appreciate my use of it.
With the conversation here, with you showing your interest in the Osirian art and culture here, you kind of sway Princess Yano a little bit. This has gone from strictly business to perhaps a little bit of interest. She breaks what would be traditional Knoll negotiation convention here, offering you a sample of her fine platter as she motions one of the servants that's still tending to her to they take this tray, and rather than just bring it directly to you, they leave out the side door they came from. And then about a minute or so later, they come in the same door that you all had and present this tray to the group of you.
Would I be able to do a perception check to make sure that all of the food looks like it has been undisturbed during that process?
Probably smart. That's very smart. Make a perception check.
Ooh, that's a 6 for a 29.
I mean, you didn't get a great view of it on the other side of the room, so...
I mean, I'd be doing the same thing.
It looks somewhat unchanged. You two are in the corner whispering.
Okay, it's just food's coming around me before I eat anything. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna conceal it. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm gonna act like I ate it.
You're shoving it down your shirt.
But they can't.
Stuff mushrooms.
You got little pedophores jumping around.
And Ronald is like, he has his staff out. Because remember, I have so I have a staff out and I'm kind of hunched over, kind of showing myself as a little less than.
You remember Ronald.
Yeah, you remember Ronald.
I know Ronald. Yeah, Ronald.
Much appreciated. These all look delicious. Have you collected these from other locations?
They are a small sampling of Osirian fare, since you showed interest in the art and the culture. Just kind of a bag of rocks. Just in it. Sad, like, you don't have a mouth, you don't eat. But
just wipe my fingers off on the rock.
beyond introductions, is there other business? This invitation I have given to you to the Palace of Waterfalls, while you do not have much standing to know of, is uncommon. It is rare that groups like you make their presence known in Okeno, and I see such potential in them. An introduction to a partner of mine is helpful, and perhaps the roots of an ongoing exchange of ours. But surely there is something else that you seek, or something else that you may be able to offer that I may find trade for.
Well, we had also been... We were told to try to meet with somebody here.
Oh,
I was wondering if you had known anybody by the name of Alari.
Laurie. Interesting. I do. And as a matter of fact, if you are willing to wait for a few moments, I can even present her. Please, Kisets. As she turns to the woman in the gnome, and the woman just sort of looks over. Yes, princess. Betulari. I feel this will be interesting. And it's just again nods her head. Yes, princess. And then heads out the double doors. And as the princess, still in her bath, fixes her gaze once more at the two on the couch. Here is a good place to take our midstream break. We're going to stand up. We're going to stretch our legs. And when we return, maybe it's that easy.
Of course.
At least we can find Alari. Well, from there, we're going to do business. How complicated could it possibly be? Stretch your legs. Get some snacks. We're going to be out for about 10 minutes. You'll see a timer on screen in that window. You're not going to be missing any content. So, hydrated, friends. Get some water. But don't go too far. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are in the middle of our discussion with the Hyena Princess Niano and her estate. She has already offered us an introduction to Biting Lash, the gnoll who Count Lowells had worked with for whatever preparations he purchased here in the city. And now we have asked her about Alari, which she has offered. We can meet her. Why not? And here in this room, this negotiation chamber, who do we have?
Caught me off guard, dude.
You what?
Nothing. My name is Brett. I play Reginald Sagacious Fox, but right now I'm Ronald Sagacious Fox.
Yeah.
He
Not
doesn't
related.
really have a
Not related.
Not related.
Coincidence. Pure coincidence.
My name is Sully, and I play Adelmay, the itty-bitty gnomish witch, today known as Franny. And even though I got my memories back, I still don't know what my last name is.
That's
Wait,
sad.
Really?
You have a last... I've never determined... Oh, wait,
You do
I
know.
do.
It's on your folder.
Yeah,
I
you
forgot
do.
about
You
it.
got
Francis.
Francis.
Francis?
I don't have a
Francis.
last name.
Oh, wait, really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that's how you said it.
So now we
You
know
can
why
go
you
with
picked
Francis.
the
That
name
works
Franny.
too. That's just way later.
That's also why
Franny.
you picked the name Franny, right?
I literally thought Franny was a
That
play on.
is why I named it Franny.
Okay.
I'm Colby. I play MD, the Ghoulish Dwarf Ranger. There you go. I did it. I brought it back for you.
The bits come full circle.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
do we
yeah.
actually play?
I play the MD, the full-blooded orc rogue, and I am still playing MD, the full-blooded orc rogue. I gave up my disguise
Bond.
immediately.
James Bond.
Hello, I'm Bryn. I'm playing the automaton on a prototype currently. I'm a pile of rocks in a backpack. Excellent disguise, I would say. Who would ever suspect a pile of
Pretty well.
rocks?
Not me.
And I'm Marcus. I play Marius, the Ghoul Dwarf Ranger, who is himself currently playing Pragra Nevada, the second hottest gnoll in existence.
Duncan Idaho's brother. After Kisets leaves to go fetch Alari, there's a moment where the princess returns her attention back to her bath. Before eventually she slowly kind of rolls her head over to look back at Frogger Nevada.
You said it.
I have so many curiosities, so many questions. This in all of my years doing business, is perhaps the oddest request I have had. Where did you hear of this name?
Well, it was under strange circumstances. We were traveling over in... What was the name? Where did we just come from?
Oh, where we just came from.
What was it called?
The city we just came from.
Kathir?
Here.
Fear.
We were traveling Kafir, and, well, someone slipped us a note that said to seek out Alari. We unfortunately did not see where the note came from, but it seemed directed at us, and we were trying to follow up on that lead.
It is an uncommon name, to be sure. I do not know of any other Alaris within the city of Okeno, at the very least, nor within my network. But I would be surprised to learn that she has any business that she operates outside of the palace here. You see, she's one of my personal staff. She has been with me since I was but a young pup. I'm quite fond of her, you see.
Well, it's certainly possible that it's a different Alari, but if it's an uncommon name, it could be her. But I'm afraid, like I said, we were just told to find her, and I'm not exactly sure why. I'm not even exactly sure how to know if that's the right person.
Well, she is certainly not lost. She is here at work as she always has been. Her duties are simple these days. There is not much as she still has the physicality to perform. You'll see.
Of course.
What do you
Well,
have?
thank you for these delicious snacks.
Of course, of course. For a like-minded appreciator. And one unfamiliar, perhaps, with the nature of Okeno. Some changes can be made to the usual flow of business. Besides, I see a blossoming partnership in our future. And then the door opens again.
We all exchange glances. It's working.
You see Kissette, the woman, come back in again. And behind her, in the doorway, she is followed by another figure. Moving much, much, much slower. Hunched over, almost a full 90 degrees, feet barely leaving the floor as she shuffles forward. The ancient, wrinkled visage of a woman who must be in her 90s. She looks healthy, but very, very, very clearly worn. As she comes into view, the shape of her face, her features, is exactly what you saw portrayed in the desert in that vision. There's no doubt to any of you, this, for whatever reason, is the Alari that you seek. She looks a little lost as she very slowly comes into the room. Cassette's just leaves her. Walks right back over to the gnome, goes back to whispering. But the princess motions, and one of the other servants leaves the bathtub to come over and physically kind of help her over. They're to the edge of the tub, where she can sort of lean on the pedestal that had once held the plate of her little snacks. This is Ilari.
Does your ring let me respond back to you in any way?
I don't know. Does it?
It's the message cantrip. So, yes, you can give a brief response as a reaction.
You would be visibly whispering, but it would because you have to. It's not mental. Because you have to actually whisper, and that sound just gets projected into his ears.
Right. That's why he's turned around.
I mean,
Yeah, because he's in a corner, turned away from her, looking like he's not doing anything. But
assuming MD is still kind of behind me a little
Mm-hmm.
bit, I would turn my head and kind of mouth something to him, but be more attempting to whisper the message of like, send her a message, like, ask why we were sent to find you. Basically, asking you to use the ring to talk to.
Well, Ilari, these kind folk have come here inquiring after you specifically and by name. Introduce yourself to them. And the woman just sort of looks across the group at you. She hangs her head a little bit. And the princess takes a paw out of the bath, still just dripping with this milk, and just kind of pats her arm. It is the effort that is appreciated here. She's not much for words anymore in her old age. Decades of the dust of ground stone in her throat has not done wonders for her speech, unfortunately.
I would like to, again, try to conceal and send the message to her of, are you, and she's like, are you safe, and why were we sent to find you?
And so you just kind of cock her head a little bit.
At this point, I didn't even know that if she's going to say it out loud, she's going to say it out loud.
And you would hear again.
Is it not like mental or telepathic?
It's the words they're saying are getting projected into your ears magically. It's like you can whisper, and it's like they're whispering directly in your ear.
Got it.
But she doesn't really seem capable of speech.
Can I don't know, read her facial features of whether, first, danger, I know confusion is there, but...
If she looks at the group of you here, she looks at MD, mostly, sitting on the couch, and kind of narrows her eyes, and you see her eyebrows raise a little bit. You see what looks like recognition in her face. And then her gaze immediately flits over to Edelman.
Do I recognize her in any way outside of
Just
like
from
the
the vision.
description that Prototype would have
Well, yeah,
given?
that and that strange vision that the group of you received in the desert, and the sands coming together into the shape of a face that looks, it's clearly her. But beyond that, not anywhere in your memories, no.
I do feel like Reginald has a thing about reading. I don't know how good, whatever that would be, but they'd be like, and noticing those two things and knowing their past somewhat of like, okay, all right, there's something with...
The princess turns back to Marius. I am not too sure of what aid specifically she would be able to offer you, but as you can see, these days she is unfortunately capable of very little.
Yes, I'll admit I'm a little surprised in not a negative way, but given her age and capacity, it does seem like perhaps we were mistaken, or perhaps someone wanted us to meet with you instead, and that was the easiest way to find you.
It would be an indirect and peculiar twist of fate, but certainly not one that is impossible. And as she says that, the word impossible, all of you immediately hear an instant, very brief, almost overwhelming burst of static in your ears. It's enough to make each of you kind of flinch for a second. But it fades almost immediately. And Ilari here, her gaze fixed perfectly on MD. The five of you would hear the voice again in your minds. This time, perfectly clear. You found me. You do not need the body, only the mind. Find me again in the dream. The proximity should make it work. It should be functional. If you still remember the way, travel there again, use something binding you to Thrushmore. Briarstone, ideally, if you can. Meet me there. You would, after hearing this, kind of notice all of a sudden, Niano kind of waving her paw. Are you well?
Oh, yes. My apologies. Must have eaten something strange a little earlier.
An odd circumstance, all things considered. Well, I know not your interest in Alari here, but of course, you have traveled far and all things can be found with a price. Of course, given her current capabilities, the only warning again is her usefulness is limited. She has been with me so much of my life, I'd show her the kindness of keeping her daily chores simple. Dusting, cleaning, windows. Things her body can still handle.
Mari's biting his tongue a little bit, but of course, I do think perhaps this is not the person we were looking for, so I certainly wouldn't want to keep her on her feet any longer than she needs to be, so thank you very much for attempting to introduce us.
I will admit it's odd, given the vastness of my network of contacts, that this would be the only Ilari that I'm aware of. Her name has somewhat of a unique origin, actually. I wouldn't be mildly surprised to learn there was another. And her look has changed. Niano is very clearly gauging you now, trying to figure out what this is. This is the first time you've really seen her really take an interest in this exchange.
What kind of origin? You know, there are a lot of names that very particular stories and meanings.
Well, as is probably not surprising for you, she is significantly older than me. The prime of her life was spent in the care of my mother. She is the only staff that still remains from that time, actually. Though, you may not know the difference were you to see her and I by our side in our primes. Many, well, I'm sure MD non-Colo folk are unable to tell the difference.
Well, I'll admit it does seem strange, but unfortunately I don't have the note we received with us today, but it is possible, too, that I must admit I may have misread it. It could have easily been perhaps like an Akari, or someone spelled similar, but I might have misread the writing.
I suppose such a thing is possible. But given the seeming length of your journey, and the number with which you travel, the way you carry yourselves, the weight of your equipment, you did not make this journey lightly, and I would venture to guess you did not even come to this palace on a whim. And I very much think if you had sought a man or similar supplies, there are many in the markets of Okeno who could have provided. No, I have a good nose for these things, you see. I smell opportunity, and when I found you in the streets today, I smelled opportunity. For both of us, of course. You, seeking Ilari, and me, interesting business. I would price her at 40,000 gold pieces. You may think it's high for someone of her level of service, her age, her strength, and it very much is. But I have also recently come into the understanding that she is far more valuable than I originally thought. Alari this whole time is still just kind of hunched over this table, just looking mostly at MD and at Edelme. She's put some curious glances over the rest of you and is now sort of looking at Marius, back to sort of looking confused.
I may be a businessman, but this is not the type of trade I deal in.
Well, if it is information that you seek from her, she is still fully capable of written communication. But a deal such as that, of course, would be very strenuous to one of my favorite servants. The price of this service would have to vary accordingly.
I just, at this point, I'm gonna cut in and look at Marius. Boss, I think this is a dead end. She's a useless old bag. She means nothing.
Yes.
Make me a deception check.
Natural 20.
Wow, okay. All right. The princess looks at you, really kind of gauging that, and looks back to Marius. Perhaps a misunderstanding after all. Who could possibly have had an interest in one specific servant from a palace hundreds of miles, weeks of travel away?
Like I said, that was more of a whim. We are more interested in the Laos. So he's the one who we could gear it up to and try to follow in his path.
And you return one of the servants into her tub. You return her to her duties. I think we are done with her here. And the servant would nod and just kind of take Ilari's arm again. And as she slowly kind of turns her around, her gaze still really lingering on MD, before she finally turns toward that back door and starts to really kind of slowly shuffle her way out. Princess would nod. Very well then. A good start to our dealings. Give me some time to arrange an introduction. Will you be in Okeno long?
We have no immediate plans to leave.
Very well. If you will return in a few days' time, we'll have you well received. We'll exchange your information, your knowledge of the state of affairs throughout this world, and I will prepare an introduction to Biting Lash. But I do not wish to monopolize the whole of your evening. I'm sure you have many other deals to be attending to.
Of course.
It has been pleasant.
Pleasure.
And she turned to the other servant and whispers something, and the servant would stand up and just kind of loudly clap twice. And as he does, a few moments would pass, and then the door at the far end would open, revealing once again Alcor, the man who had received you at the entryway. Ah, business is concluded then. Fantastic. If you will follow me, I will take you back to your merry way in the city of Okeno. Come. And gestures towards the door, and very shortly, the group of you find yourselves led back outside. And the Grey Mother speaks, "What is that behind your ears, MD?" Oh, sorry, it's for the fairy hides. The other ear is a hero point. Oroka-san, the man who plays both sides is more than anyone else ever.
It's been an hour.
That's what it's called?
It's been an hour.
That's the hero point? That's also pretty close to what I was about to say. It's been about an hour.
You want straight seats?
The sun is...
That's what the card does.
It's been about an hour. The sun, at this point, is starting to set. There's maybe an hour of daylight left in the city of Okeno. As the group of you find yourselves, unless you have other business, I imagine making your way back down towards the docks, towards the lodgings that Reese had prepared for you.
On the way, if I'm able to do this while I'm walking, it's a 10-minute cast. I would like to cast Dream Message, which I can target anybody that I've ever met in person.
Like Ilari.
Okay. It'll basically come to her as a vision when she sleeps tonight. And I would just like to plant in her head this image of all of us standing together, saying, "We're coming for you. We haven't forgotten. I'm so sorry."
Okay, yeah, you can certainly cast that while you're walking. You're kind of like, The MD steer you a little bit while you're focused on these incantations, these little motions. Greenie's up here on your shoulder, locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trying to stop you from running into people.
I basically just want to send... Yeah, send
This is a kid texting.
Yeah, right.
The equivalent of a kid is just glued to their phone. she's casting dream messages.
It's got a little notebook and this is...
Basically just to send her something to tell her that we're trying to remember and that we've received her message. And I would like to include the words, wake up, save me.
Okay. You would arrive after the completion of your spell down the docks at a relatively simple inn. Reese doesn't really skew fancy for a variety of reasons. One is to remain as inconspicuous as possible, but the others, of course, is you don't have all the coin in the world, and she kind of prefers it, if we're all going to be real with ourselves. She doesn't want a fancy hotel. She's okay with just a regular little inn. You have a lot of options here in Okeno, but nothing as fancy and elaborate as the setups you had back in Kathir or even in Casimir. So the inn you're in is relatively simple. For the 7 of you, with Reese and Martin as well, there are 3 rooms. 3 beds each. Figure out, divvy up as you will. They're all next to each other down a hall, a parallel on one side of a walkway that runs around the outside, the outer edge of a building. But surely, with your discoveries of the day, the group of you would first all be reconvening. There's more than enough space for all of you to sit around in one of them, even if maybe staying that way wouldn't be that comfortable. You can all fit in one. Mm-hmm. In the privacy of this room, you share what you've learned, what you've found, your experiences. Reese seems as confused as the group of you are. This whole interaction with the princess and Alari, she doesn't know any more about it than you do. The name doesn't sound familiar beyond the visions that you've told her about, and she can't even venture a guess as to what the heck that means. She just has one thought. I just want to... Alright. So you met an old woman who can't speak. And then... the least weird thing that's happened to us recently is someone... message exists. I'm aware of that. It doesn't sound like it was that. It sounds like it's been something else. And it's been happening since... Well, the Casimir. Before, even. But... We're not... You're not... What are you gonna do with this? Let me just ask you. I don't even want to plant the seed of this, honestly. What's your plan?
Well,
Don't know, but if you do take it literally,
we go back into the dream.
We're not. There's after. You can't seriously be considering. After everything, and she gestures at Martin's body, kind of bundled up in a bed at the side of the room, has happened as a result of that ritual. Everything you two have been through, you're gonna do it again for what? We don't even know what this is or who this is or what they want.
She looked at us like she knew us.
Okay, a lot of people knew you, and by your own admission, not most of them are very good, are they? What are the odds this is just to get you out of the way?
no, it doesn't seem right. It seems there's something. I don't know what it is, but it does feel like this is the next step.
Of what? I must ask.
It's
wise Reginald, of what?
It's the same way, even whenever we're in the Mysterium and things are going down and all of a sudden one of us is gone and then I'm like, but we keep moving and then we know they're going to come back and then they do. Like I don't know what it is.
I don't get it.
I'll admit it feels dangerous, like the wounds still feel fresh. I feel like a mere few days ago we just nearly died in the dream world. But it also seems like the best option for us to get back and talk with this woman who've been very obviously trying to talk with us.
Everybody else that has recognized us since we've gotten our memories, we remember now. But we have our memories. I don't know her.
That's
Do
what
you?
I'm saying.
No.
None of you know this Ilari, and I don't know this Ilari, and I never lost my memories in the first place.
You weren't there. You didn't see the way that she looked at us.
I didn't. But a senile old woman is going to look at people with weird faces, all right? That's just the way that it is.
Careful.
I'm actually with Reese on this one.
Seriously?
I don't want to go back in the dreams. I don't want
I
you
don't
to go
want
back.
to go back into the dreams.
I don't want you to go back in the dreams.
Anyway, what?
If she has information, what value could it be to us? We don't even know her.
Well,
We've been hearing this voice for like a month or something.
do we have any other way to mentally communicate? Besides,
I mean, I just did on the way over.
but it won't give you,
No,
like, back and forth communication.
no. And Reginald tried.
Message doesn't work because it requires you to physically talk. So if her
She would
throat's
have to
destroyed
write.
and she can't speak,
Yeah.
you have to either write or have to be some kind of fully mental connection. I would be shocked if Princess Nyana will let you see her again. So anything that's going to require you to be in her presence seems like it's largely out of the question.
Do we have the money to free her?
No.
40,000 gold pieces for a mostly dead old woman?
Careful.
We could break her out.
That's-
No. Out of the question.
Why is that another question?
Is it out of the question?
I don't...
We don't know what's in that estate. She's a very rich and influential person.
We haven't known what anything we're getting into ever since we left Threshold.
I wouldn't be concerned about the heist itself. I'd be concerned about Ilari surviving it.
That's
But
true.
she said all we need is the mind, not the body. Which
but they don't-
sounds sick, but
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure the mind goes if the body really
that
goes.
was the
We-
purpose of her implying us going into the dream. Her mind is in the dreams.
right. But
Listen, I'm truly not jazzed about going back into the dream either.
Wait.
But we've been hearing this for months. I can't believe that this would even be a question.
What you just said, is it possible that, like what happened to you, like, is it possible that she's the, what was it, an echo? What was the name of
An
it?
echo from the
Yeah.
Dreamlands.
Yeah, like,
That's...
where she is, who's physically here, and she herself is in the Dreamlands?
It could make an amount of sense, actually. But whose? Whose echo would she be? She said the woman's damn near 100 years old. Well, I guess
we'd have to go and find out.
it's not that odd in this group, I suppose, but for a human it is.
Are any of the facial features recognizable at all? Me asking you as the
That's what I was
GM.
going to ask. You guys can
Yeah,
be
and you as the GM, like, is like anything recognizable? Nose shape, ear shape, eye shape.
I mean, it all lined up with
color,
that last vision you got of the desert, but that's it. None of the rest of it, like her as a person, you have no recognition of her at all. It's just a random, ancient Kelishite woman barely clinging to life.
I could theoretically communicate in her dreams without going to the dreamland.
Well, don't you need to be near her?
Yes.
That's the problem.
After that exchange, unless Nyana's an idiot, she knows there's something up with Ilari, especially if you go back asking for her again.
I thought MD was very convincing in our denial of usefulness.
She is
In fact,
useless.
a nat 20 of convincing.
Oh. You are a rock. Maybe we could just catapult her up next to her
Like
palace.
throw her through a window and hope it works out.
We have all kinds of tools. Between invisibility and
With-
we run into anybody we can.
I just
Going to look at Cammy.
I
With your memories back, do you know any more detail about the ritual we were doing? We were kind of just rehashing over somebody else's notes.
You certainly would feel more comfortable with it. You would remember, it's your ritual, you made
Yeah.
it. And you now remember all of the research and the iteration that led up to that. The ritual you've been doing, that you did on the voyage to Casimir, frequently used a phrase, a key word that was tied into the ritual that connected to various places that were kind of built into it. The ritual was developed specifically for gathering those gifts for Alhazred at the Oasis. That's why you had it. But that's not all that it can do. While by default, the casting of the ritual, just as it's structured natively, brings you to the Caravanserai, those are all the phrases that can be used to alternate it, but the ritual can be focused through something other than the stairs. The stairs get you to the parts of the Dreamlands that you needed.
Yeah.
That was what they were for. It was a focus also developed alongside this ritual to help channel very, very precisely why there were so intricate, specific points in the Dreamlands to start your expeditions. But you could theoretically use anything else. The woman had mentioned, Elari, maybe, had mentioned something tied to Thrushmore, or better yet, Briarstone.
We could change the focus, and if you change the focus, then we could change where we end up.
Do you have any objects that are particularly tied to Briarstone?
So my understanding from participating in this a couple of times, isn't the whole of this built specifically to know where we're going? Like, it was very precise. If we start doing it with random objects, you could end up anywhere. The Dreamlands are it's a whole world, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like Galarian, if not more.
Yeah.
You can end up anywhere.
Yes, we could.
I mean, it was a complete surprise to me going into it for the first time. We made it back out. I didn't know where we were going.
So,
We've been spending so much time griping about attacks on all sides, about us being some sort of paradox or out of time. This is a woman that none of us recognize, and she knows us. And she's calling out to us. We've been griping because we don't understand why. Maybe that's why. Or part of why.
This is a time for us to be on the aggressive side, rather than letting things happen to us. We get to make a choice on what to do.
I mean, we can't just pass it up.
Yeah.
Can we?
she just looks over at Martin. I don't know. I'm not going to touch it. It's a 5-man ritual. If the 5 of you can do it. For whatever this is, I haven't been getting these visions. I haven't been getting this connection. I don't know who this is, and I feel like she wouldn't know me either, even if she had some value. If you want to do it, that's your funeral. I'll be surprised if any of you wake up in the morning, is all I'm saying. I know... I don't know how to put this or why I'm even having this thought, but I'm not just trying to shut everything down here. I just don't see the point, especially with the risks. Look, believe it or not, I do care about at least some of you.
You're scared.
Are you not?
I'm terrified.
You're on my side. Surely you are.
I'm terrified. I still have nightmares about it. But
I mean, I'm certainly not all in immediately. I'm sort of on the fence because we could just continue on trying to find Lowells and kind of ignore this. We still don't technically know why she's reaching out to us or what she wants. It feels like some kind of side quest, but it feels like enough effort has been put into trying to reach out to us that, I don't know, it feels like something we should be paying attention to.
I don't know if I could calculate all of this. I think it's all connected. I think it's all leading to something. And I do feel as though Laos is still at the center of it.
The vision we had originally sent from her. She produced her own landscape, which was not a direct area or representation of a specific spot south of the city. She did have herself stationed in that landscape for maybe a reason. Maybe we can try and recreate that sort of dreamscape. I am a conduit to Dreamlands, and may be able to help.
But what? Even if this is something that the group of you want to do, what do we have to use as a focus? What do we have that has any kind of attunement to Thrushmoor or Briarstone?
Start going through my pockets. I pull out the Tatterman's razor. I pull out all of the files that we found from Thrushmoor, all of our patient files. I'm thinking, as a player, I am thinking hardcore what I have kept.
Marius briefly glances at Easy, and then moving that on.
We got all of our clothes at Briarstone, right?
Right. You got everything out of your, locker, yeah.
And I don't, Reginald doesn't, drop evidence as he goes. So as he was even tracking them on where to go and what to do.
I mean, they're from
Briarstone.
You had them in Briarstone, surely, but there's what was the point of the stairs? Why did we design the stairs? What did you do that for? They're incredibly elaborate. They're ridiculously intricate. They had to be that way for some kind of a reason, right? To channel something.
Yeah.
I don't understand magic, but surely just a ribbon isn't going to do the same job. We need something surely equally complex, but connected somehow.
I mean...
Have we totally ruled out throwing me in a window?
What?
It's always plan B.
All right. I find it appealing.
We're just kind of staring at a prototype. He just raises a hand and points at prototype.
Hello, my name is Prototype. I am a conduit to the Dreamlands.
I mean, wouldn't that just be a simple thing, possibly even just with her, or even just her herself?
She's a conduit to the Stella, isn't she?
Yeah, but it didn't work.
I have been prepared.
We know more.
She didn't work for what you built her for, which was trying to activate the Stella, but that's not exactly what we're trying to do, is it?
We didn't have her in Briarstone.
No, you didn't. You didn't have her. We didn't have her on the way to Casimir either.
I'm going to say pardon the intrusion and just kind of grab her stone. Just off your chest, just...
Oh, that'll deactivate.
Deactivate. Ding, 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 ding.
Okay, so
She's fine.
No,
I'm just gonna look over it. It is complex.
I mean...
There were a set of Stella on Briarstone Island, too, you remember?
Yeah.
Let's pick up my head.
I don't have a better idea, actually. If you're determined to do this, I certainly think it's got a better chance than a ribbon.
Ding, ding, ding.
Windows booting up.
You should probably ask before you do something like
She's
that.
fine. Me and Prototype are close.
Okay.
I just hold on with this.
It's fun.
I don't know if she'll be able to come with us if we do it that way.
I don't know. I don't know anything about how she works. I'm just trying to think of something that we can use, and I don't know of anything else that's tied to Thrushmoor or Briarstone other than...
Met her in the Dreamlands before anyways. I think she can just get there by herself.
Isn't that your entire thing?
Yes.
She freed us from prison.
It was the idea, but she never worked.
Do you really think a conduit to the Dreamlands could just get to the Dreamlands?
Well, of working.
I regret to inform you, but Mun was able to complete a lot of work on me where you struggled.
Right, she was in Mon's lab for months.
Months.
In a lab, an actual lab where it had equipment and tools and supplies, not trying to kit bash what we had at Iris Hill.
It's true. It's true. And I think that Adelmite would just sort of like kind of instinctively start kind of like looking over, kind of tinkering and like putting it together.
It might work. And, well, alright, it's your ritual, Adelmite. What's the worst case scenario if it doesn't? She's not gonna blow up, is she?
I will blow up.
She's blown up.
She blows
before.
up usually without anything going wrong.
I think blowing up would actually
Alright.
be on the milder end of consequences.
I think her blowing up is when things are going right. So
Thank you.
Then what's the worst that can happen?
Well,
This is a serious question. I don't mean this. I'm not trying to enable this. I still think it's a terrible idea. But how could this go wrong?
if a good
Probably
thing
some kind of time paradox.
or I look at easy.
or her working is an explosion, so maybe going wrong is an implosion.
I have not created a black hole yet.
Yeah.
I am interested.
What the bloody hell is a black hole?
I mean, I've only heard theories about it. I didn't know you would know that much about that.
I
We don't
think
need to go down that road.
I think it could work.
Mun had a concept of the opposite of an explosion.
There's been enough alterations, and I remember how to do it better now, so...
Prototype for
It'll be fine. And also,
If you just stand here, actually, and
Yes.
then, could you help me...
Because he just takes like two steps takes 2 steps back to the
Dig
wall.
in my bag and I pull out a piece of chocolate. I at least remember this part.
Help him write that
You're
out, and
really
then
doing
sit down,
this.
sit
You're
down.
really putting this together again.
I don't want to.
If we've me, and then you, and then Reginald, and...
Would you like me to explain how to activate the Dreamland Protocol?
Well, you can't. We've done it before, but, you can.
All right.
but yours, yours had a gamble to it. There might be more of a direct.
She might
More
be
information, the better.
helpful. When we did the ritual changed based on where we were trying to go, right? Why did we have to do different skill checks?
It's okay. If you ask me, mechanically, it's because rituals are very complicated.
Yeah.
So all of the different skill checks are the different facets of the ritual, the different things that are like the components of it, different incantations, different knowledge, different very specific motions. And that's just rituals are usually a series of different checks.
But it changed over the time that we were trying to do it, didn't it? Like, didn't we have to do slightly
No.
The
different
checks never
skill
changed.
checks?
The only thing that changed
Oh, I'm
in
thinking
different
of
places.
research. Never mind.
You're
Okay.
thinking of research,
Yeah.
yes. There were 4 bespoke checks on the ritual, but
Okay.
5 actually. But you were thinking, because kind of the final one, there were 5.
Yeah.
But you're thinking of research. Yeah, the ritual was always identical. You just had a different like phrase at the end that changed the destination.
I hand a stack of candles over to Reginald. I need 7 lavender-scented candles out of this stack. Find them for me.
Got it.
I understood what it smelled
Very
like.
quickly, because math and moving things and knowing patterns.
Did Mun tell you anything else to add to the ritual?
I am interested to see what you guys come up with.
Did Mun tell you anything else to add to the ritual?
Disappointment all over the body. She's loving the
Operate
lavender,
directive.
lavender candles, bath salts. She's like super into it right now.
That's your cucumber slices.
Right? Yeah. She's like, well, this is a much cooler ritual than the one we were
Spawned a
doing.
prototype.
Yeah.
This has a lot more of a gamble to it, so
No. This is good. This is good. I remember my part in the ritual too.
Operate directive.
You would see, I guess, prototype would just kind of shift into a here or there, kind of where you've seen a couple times in combat. Well, she'll kind of shift, and in this, where she's in a more dormant state instead of fighting, you can actually see quite a bit of rune work on the arch that goes over her head. And while there is one piece missing to that arch, generally it can be, I don't know, it looks like movable. Things can happen.
So, wait, alright, how is this going to work? Because previously, when you're using the staircase as a focus, one person is the primary channeler at a time, and it moves around. You can't exactly pass prototype around the circle.
Maybe we just all have to touch her.
Or even
hands
maybe even
upon her.
specifically on the arc above her head.
Is there a piece missing?
It is normally manipulated into a different setting for where we would like to travel.
Okay, can I come stand by the bed? Kind of stand
I'll
up so
sit
I can
next to
get
the bed.
up and get a better look at the top of her.
So this is the big arch that comes kind of out of your back, that comes up around the two sort of stone wings almost that reach up over your head.
Now, I don't know what's going on with your squishiness, but I can try to help with stonework.
I certainly hope that's not going to cause any problems with this. It's not exactly in the best condition. She's still weirdly soft.
That is true. I have not traveled much
Maybe,
since becoming more alive.
maybe she'll just be malleable.
You're always alive. You just have a
I'm squishier now.
right. That okay. No, it's good. I'm glad you feel that way.
All right, Edelmis, what do you do? How do you use this?
I
never understood what you did with prototype. I always
Well, it was a little different before, and I'm just gonna try and start twisting and trying to modify pieces to try and understand how it works. Push buttons.
But did you say that the space that's empty is for where we want to go? So that's always
It can be
like a
manipulated.
custom spot where we can put something in.
The entire arch can be manipulated into a sector, and for things to move, there has to be open space. Hence, the opening.
the whole bloody thing moved.
One piece at a time.
Can I aid in this process in it?
Give me an occultism check.
I would love
man.
to.
To figure out how to manipulate prototype.
You find the owner's manual.
Yeah. Say you're
She is the owner's manual. You made most of this, but as soon as you start working with her, it's Mun's done more than you thought.
Yeah.
A lot of the carvings on her you don't recognize, and this movable arch was not really a part of her when you built her. This is entirely something that Mun had added on. So he did more. You kind of didn't really realize until you were trying to very specifically use prototype for her intended purpose how much he's changed.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
A 39.
39, though, the art seems to make sense. With a space, you can sort of click different parts of it up and down it doesn't immediately do anything apparent, but it does make the runes pair across the two arches differently as you slide these pieces. With 39, you're pretty confident that you can get this set up in a way that makes the most sense for what you're trying to do. Take an entire group of you out to somewhere in the Dreamlands.
Okay. Oh, it's kind of like coordinates, actually. If I'm kind of strong arming, I thought this thing was decorative.
So is she supposed to be in the center of this, or is she one of the 5 points?
Yes.
I am normally in the center, as it is normally me.
So then we would need a 5th person.
You would need a 5th person.
Come on, Racy.
God.
We'll make it up to you.
Alright. That means I'm going in with you, doesn't it? There's not a way around that.
I mean, there's always a waking up. Once you get in, just close your eyes and wake up.
Well,
You were able to assist before and not actually enter.
Right, because I swapped with someone.
She swapped with me every single time.
I put someone in my place, but Not really an option here.
When we did the ritual, we always like walked down the stairs. I guess we never questioned, is it possible to just
Not walk.
stay here? To like not follow us into the dream?
A fair point, I suppose. Well, I guess we're gonna find out, aren't we? Fantastic. This is exactly what I wanted to do with my evening. Alright, fine.
I'm sorry.
And
You're an
she'll
angel.
move up to a point of this. Well, didn't kill any of us last time.
I'm serious. I'm sorry.
I trust you, Edelmay. MD's right, it's just terrifying is all. Still think it's stupid, but if you say it's the best shot we've got, or it makes the most sense, so be it. Alright.
You could die one way, you could die another way. You
Yeah,
know?
I'm gonna die eventually. Who started?
I'm
Well,
generally good.
typically, I've gone last. So,
What do you do with prototype? Prototype's kind of just in the middle, arch configured,
yeah.
in the middle of this sigil, this elaborate rune circle that you draw on the floor, set out with more of these candles and runes drawn all throughout it. A ritual that you know all too well, but have not performed in quite some time, and certainly not like this.
I think Edelmay would be a little bit anxious because, again, she has never gotten this to work with prototype. Ever. While she didn't really care as much when it backfired before, things are just a little bit different now. And I think as she's sort of setting up and making sure everybody's in their proper places, she would just sort of like lean down and kind of pat her on the shoulder and be like, you're gonna do great this time.
Thank you. I am filled with confidence.
It is quite literally your only purpose, I suppose.
Yes, I have successfully traveled to and from the dream worlds.
It's true, she did finally pair you. You're right, like it's... One's adjustments must have worked. Have you ever actually brought anyone with you?
No,
Great.
It'll be fine.
I will probably make it.
It'll probably be fine.
It's what you're made for.
Excellent. I will start initiative.
All right. Everybody, straighten up.
Oh yeah, posture. Important.
Posture.
I will put my mirror out. By the way, I have that mirror.
Oh, you have your middle as you see the dreamlands.
Oh, good
Put your mirror down.
remembering.
Yes.
That's a good point. It's not.
Didn't even have to check my inventory. I'm like, I remember that.
Usually, I'm here to watch over the group of you, or we're on a boat with plenty of other people. But we are, it's worth mentioning, completely alone here, save for Martin. We're going to be vulnerable. I know you probably don't know this, but you do just sit there all night.
Right. We'll at least know if something happens here.
Let's lock the door, and then
Of course, I've
possibly
already locked the door. But
put a chair under it, like they sometimes do.
You see Greenie in the corner trying to drag a stool.
Instead of
He's helping.
wait, can this work?
doing great.
Not to where like can I actually set the mirror up like almost like at like in the corner of like a room to where I could actually see the whole room, or does it just on me?
You can only see around the mirror. You can set it literally just face up on the floor, and you see out of it, but it's only like a 5-foot circle. So if you put it anywhere further than like the edge, like pretty much at your feet while you're doing it, you won't be able to see all of you in the vision.
Okay.
And you won't be able to put it somewhere that you can see all of you and also the door.
Or the door or the window. I'm just trying to think like a little like
Your
security
choices
camera.
are-
I could put it in the corner of the room.
Unfortunately, this is an interior room. There's not a window.
Yeah.
But you can either watch like you and pick your favorite friend and the door, or you can watch the whole group of you.
I think to the door, because if something's gonna happen.
Who's sitting
to-
next to Reginald the Serpent?
all of us
Who
are
else
gonna
is
go
going to
to
be
the door.
visible in there?
Does the order?
It probably
position
won't
matter?
even matter, right?
I'm also going to put
I'll
the do not
I'll
disturb.
sit
like
there.
that?
I'll sit there.
Really?
Why did you say it like
So
that?
Reginald and Edelmay will be next to each other nearest the door. So
I was kind of
mirror-
just picturing us sitting in this order, to be 100%
In other words,
honest.
the mirror can see the door, and it will be able to see Reginald and Edelmay once you're in the dream.
So Matt, I missed out on a feat that reduces the number of secondary casters for a ritual by 1.
Oh.
And I thought, that'll never come up.
You do see
AJ would have
prototypes.
to write a plot device so it
Right.
doesn't work. Be like, no, I really should go.
I also put the do not disturb tag on the door.
Oh,
Smart,
nice.
all right.
Yeah.
Oh, then nobody's.
No room service.
We don't even need them.
I also walk over and grab my cane back from him. I was like, we might be needing this.
Okay.
You see Prototype's head twitch over to Greenie pulling the chair over to the door. Could
Reese just stands up and grabs the chair and slaps it at the door.
Could the lizard not be the fifth? What are the qualifications of a fifth?
Well, sentience probably be the first one.
He is very sentient.
There's a difference between people sentient and tiny lizards.
There's a difference between this lizard and other lizards.
Can he talk? Then how's he going to do the incantations?
She's got a point. He's very smart. He's incredibly clever. And handsome.
Well, he can't talk, but
Now you're just.
he can communicate.
Let's look at
Let's
Graham.
just get this
Make
over
eye
with.
contact with Greenie.
All right, I'm ready.
Yep.
Alrighty, well, we passed around to Edelmay, right? So, who's starting?
We go like this way.
The Reginald or Reginald or MD?
Clockwise or counterclockwise? It's a ritual.
I don't think it matters.
Kinda
I'll
does.
roll last because I can roll whatever you guys don't roll.
Alright, fine then. Well, I guess it's you then, Brick.
Alright. What am I rolling?
So you all take your positions around the circle, settle down, and this quiet falls over. Take a moment to prepare the last bits of this, lighting the candles, scattering bits of ash, and focusing. Things are happening a little bit differently, but it's still the same ritual. You can't really pass a staircase around. You can't really take the core prototype. I mean, you can, but then you won't really have the machine's not going to work anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The best that you've got really is just kind of reaching out and laying a hand on prototype. And touch the crystal at the front or this arch on her back. As it starts, MD, getting these incantations at the start of this as you've done so many times before, you reach out and touch prototype's crystal. Immediately, you hear a loud rattling sound as prototype's entire body vibrates on the wooden floor. And all of you hear a blast of static. Everybody flinches back from this ritual circle. Closing your eyes, gritting your teeth, maybe, possibly even throwing a hand over your ears. It is overwhelming and deafening. And then everything is gone. Slowly, each of you wakes up. You're slumped over, you're groggy, you almost feel hungover from whatever just happened. You still feel the wooden floor underneath you. You have a ringing in your ears. As that starts to fade, you can hear the crackling of a fire. You can hear voices. You can hear conversation and laughter. MD, you feel a hand on your shoulder. It's small, dainty, gently kind of rubbing your back. Brick, come on. The group of you look around to see yourselves in a tavern. There aren't a lot of people in here, but those there are having a good time. They're having a very good time. There was a lot of drinking. There was a lot of merriment. And your table has quite a few empty mugs scattered across it already. The four of you, Marius, MD, Edelmay, and Reginald, are all slowly waking up, kind of slumped at this table, almost in the middle of this small floor. Prototype, you experience something a little bit different. You started to vibrate. You saw the world around you change. And this room from the inn in Okeno spun itself around you, physically, stretching and warping into this tavern hall, where you're just now standing next to this table. Brick, wake up, Brick.
I'm awake.
I'm so sorry. I didn't think it would be you all. Well, I didn't think it would hit you quite so hard. I thought, I don't know, your tolerance would be a little better. You're always so big and strong, Rick.
That's why I don't.
But the rest of you are insane for trying this, especially you, Edelmay. You're so little.
Marius comes to, sees what's around him, forgets that we just did a ritual. Like, okay, all right, next round's on me.
Oh my gosh, it worked! I'm gonna leap over and just like hug Prototype.
Whoa, careful. You did such a good job with the effigy. We can't lose it now.
Huh?
And you kind of look, and you all, well, at least most of you, I think. I don't remember if it's all or most of you. See the white-haired, smiling woman standing by the table here, still just kind of rubbing Brick's back. Most of you at some point have met Ariadne by now. And she kind of puts her hands up. Be careful. You did great work with it, but it's... Don't break it. Just don't break it now.
We're back in Thrushmore. The cat is back in the ambience.
Somehow, of all the things you see around you, a tavern hall you don't recognize, faces that seem kind of vaguely familiar, and Ariadne, that damn cat outside.
That's how you know!
Is the thing that immediately tells you you are back in Thrushmore.
It's a proud lineage of cats.
Oh my god.
That's where we're going to end today's session. The first time that you've been able to appear in whatever version of Thrushmore this is by any semblance of your own choice, and a part of Thrushmore you've only seen very briefly in the past, in some dizzyingly different circumstances. This seems to be the day of revelry. Clearly, the merriment and the drinking that's taking place at the tavern is not that of an average day. This is a celebration of some kind. But as to what, I will wait until our next episode. So, thank you all for joining us. Thank you for being here. We'll be back again, same time, same place, next week, Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, another episode of Strange Aeons. Those of you who are familiar, perhaps, with this campaign, either from just reading it or playing it yourselves or from my first run, would definitely be aware that we have not opened this book today. We are fully off script by now. It's like I've talked about it some in the post shows, and I didn't do the same thing, but I did this the first time I read it too. I am once again completely and totally replacing Chapter 3 of this adventure. So, there is nobody else in the world who knows what comes next.
Except for Corey?
Except for Corey.
Yep, there it is.
I mean, actually, he knows some, like, mechanics and things, but,
things
like,
have changed.
I
It
cannot,
used to be-
unfortunately, he
Yeah,
used to be the
that's
post
true.
upon which I bounced all of my ideas, but I can't really do that anymore on account of he's in the party sometimes. So he's honestly pretty blind too.
I have a feeling we're gonna have to join a race. And
Oh my gosh, dude. You guys didn't even get. There was another Secrets reference.
I did not get.
That was a couple of days ago. We
man.
almost died in a dream world.
I picked up on that one
Yeah.
because, believe it or not, I do still talk to Corey, so I knew about that one. Speaking of, there is another really cool campaign that happens here at twitch.tv/UGT show or youtube.com/whatever our URL is. Because I know it's not what I think it is. It's like UGT VODs, question mark. If you're there, you know where you are.
Finding out right now what is happening.
Do you like funny robots? So do we. That's why we have them on all of our shows.
Secrets Between the Stars, our Star
Oh, that's
Finder
funny.
campaign, Wednesdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, your late night, weeknight entertainment. Check it out. It's got Marcus. It's got Soli. It's got one half of Prototype, not this one.
The other half.
What?
The other half.
Next to the weaker half. I was like,
No,
what?
The weaker half.
I was like, I thought you were like,
She's at the douche.
The weaker, less pretty, less savvy,
we're gonna start a
less
feud
witty
between the two
one.
sides of Prototype. Just sabotage each other as much as
The
possible.
one that gets less love from Kimmy.
the Bambi house.
The one that has a name.
Yeah.
The one that.
yes.
Ooh. Last episode, Secrets Between the Stars, or Secrets.
Yeah.
It was Wake Up.
Yeah, it really
I didn't
was.
know that one. Actually, that's really.
Yeah,
fun.
you guys, you're not gonna pull the wool over our eyes again.
Anyway,
No!
back here next week. Until then, everyone, stay safe. Stay safe.